So, have you ever felt like you understand English perfectly, when you're reading or listening?
Mm-hmm.
But then the moment you open your mouth, your words just feel, I don't know, clunky,
Yeah,
unnatural, like you're moving in slow motion almost.
definitely.
You know the grammar, you've got a decent vocabulary, but you just don't quite sound like a native speaker.
Oh, absolutely.
Well-
It's a really common experience. So many learners feel that frustration.
It's like a fluency illusion, right?
Exactly. And, vocabulary and grammar, they're foundational, obviously super important.
Sure.
But there's this other layer, this kind of hidden layer to natural English speech that often gets missed.
Okay.
It's not just about knowing more words.
Nope.
It's really about how you connect the words you already know.
How you connect them.
Yeah, think about how a native speaker talks. The words just flow, don't they? Almost like one long word
Yeah,
sometimes.
they seamlessly.
And that's not magic. It's down to specific pronunciation things, phenomena that once you understand them can really transform your spoken English.
Okay, so this fluency illusion is real, but how do we tackle it?
Well,
Our mission today in this deep dive is really to demystify these things. We're going to look at 3 core concepts, things we think are essential. Linking sounds, reductions, and common contractions.
big 3.
Yeah, exactly. These are the elements that really give spoken English its rhythm, its speed, that kind of natural flow everyone wants.
And mastering them, it doesn't just make you sound more native, it genuinely helps your listening comprehension too. Big time.
That's a great point. So this deep dive, it's designed to give you clear explanations, lots of examples, and, practical insights you can actually use straight away to take your fluency up a level.
Yeah, practical is key.
Definitely. So before we really jump in, here's just a quick thought for you listening. Think about your favorite native English speaker. It could be an actor, podcaster, YouTuber, whoever. What is it about their speech that sounds so effortless?
What makes it flow?
Yeah, is it their speed, their rhythm, or just something else you can't quite, put your finger on?
Good question.
Keep that thought in mind as we explore.
All right, so let's start with that first pillar, linking sounds.
Okay.
I like to think of spoken English like a river.
Okay, a river.
Yeah. If you speak word by word by word,
Oh.
it's like dropping individual stones into the water, right? Choppy,
Woo.
disconnected.
Plunk, plunk.
Exactly. But when you link sounds, it's like the river just flowing smoothly. One part just merges into the next.
Oh, okay.
It's how native speakers avoid those little pauses between words, especially, blending the end of one word into the start of the next.
So it's about blending.
It's totally fundamental to pronunciation, but yeah, like you said, it's not often taught explicitly in grammar class.
No, not really. That river analogy, that works. It sets the scene nicely. So what does this smooth flow actually look like? Or sound like, I guess?
Well, there are 3 main ways it happens.
3 types, okay.
Yeah. First up, vowel to vowel linking.
Vowel to vowel.
This happens when a word ends with a vowel sound, and the very next word starts with a vowel sound.
Okay.
To avoid that choppy break, we often sneak in a tiny little Y or W sound, almost invisible.
Like a bridge.
Exactly, like a little sound bridge.
Mm-hmm.
So go out doesn't usually sound like go out. It sounds more like go out.
Go out. I hear it.
Yeah, that little W connects the O and the E. Or I am often flows like I am.
I am.
Or she is can sound like she is. It's subtle, not a hard yai or yai, just a little glide.
The glide. Okay. That makes sense. So that's vowel to vowel. What's next?
Next, and this is probably the most common one you'll hear, is consonant to vowel linking.
Consonant to vowel. Okay.
So a word ends with a consonant sound, and the next word starts with a vowel sound.
Right.
What happens is that final consonant sound just sort of jumps over and attaches itself to the beginning of the next word.
Jumps over like
Think of turn off. Instead of turn off, it becomes turn off.
turn off. Yeah, the end move.
Exactly. The end from turn sounds like it starts off. Or a classic one, get out.
Get out.
Sounds like get out.
Gapped out. Definitely.
Or an apple becomes an apple.
An apple.
This is a big reason why native speakers can sound like they're, swallowing words when they speak quickly.
So it's not swallowing, it's just linking efficiently.
Precisely.
Yeah.
It's just an efficient way to connect sounds.
Okay, got it. Vowel to vowel, consonant to vowel. What's the third one?
The third type is consonant to consonant linking.
Okay, 2 consonants together.
Yeah, this happens when a word ends with a consonant sound and the next word begins with the same sound or one that's very, very similar.
All right, so like...
Instead of saying the sound twice, which is kind of clunky, you often just hold it a tiny bit longer or just say it once, connecting the 2 words.
Okay, so give me an example.
Think about black coffee.
Black coffee. 2 K sounds.
Right. But you don't usually hear black Koo coffee.
Yeah.
It merges into black coffee.
World coffee, yeah, 1K sound, really.
Exactly. Or good day. The two sounds merge. It's not good day. It's more like good day.
Maybe just stop pushing.
Stop pushing. The teps merge.
It's like a verbal shortcut. Makes speech smoother, requires less effort.
A shortcut. I like that. You know, it reminds me, I once had this student, super diligent, really focused on pronouncing every single word just perfectly.
Okay.
And when he wanted to say, I like ice cream, it came out as, I like ice cream.
Oh, wow. Like a robot?
Totally. Like a very serious robot announcing his dessert preference. We had a good laugh about it.
I bet.
And then we practiced linking. You know, I like ice cream until it flowed naturally.
That's a perfect illustration.
Yeah, the point is linking isn't about being lazy or sloppy. It's just natural. It's how the language flows. Absolutely. And, you know, beyond just sounding robotic, like your student, what are the actual consequences if a learner doesn't link? Does it just sound less natural or does it hinder communication?
That's a really good question. I think beyond just sounding less natural, it often makes speech sound slower, more hesitant.
Okay.
Native speakers kind of subconsciously pick up on those tiny pauses between words, even if they don't realize why. It can disrupt the natural rhythm of the conversation.
Like hitting little speed bumps.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like little speed bumps in the flow of information. It can make it just a fraction harder to follow, even if the individual words are clear. So yeah, it definitely affects overall communication.
Makes sense.
So here's a little challenge for you listening. Try saying, I love English. Say it 5 times, but really focus on linking love and English. I love English.
Feel that connection.
Yeah, feel it, hear it. How does it flow? And maybe start listening for it now when you hear native speakers. Can you spot other linked phrases?
Good exercise. Okay, so linking connects words together smoothly. But what about the opposite? What about the way English speakers sometimes seem to, like, shorten words or make them less distinct to keep the rhythm going?
Ah, yes. That brings us perfectly to our second point, reductions.
Reductions.
If linking is about connecting, reductions are about, well, reducing, making certain words or parts of words less prominent, almost like they disappear sometimes.
Right. And this isn't random, is it? It's tied to the rhythm of English.
Exactly. English has what linguists call a stress-timed rhythm.
Stress-timed, meaning?
Meaning the stressed syllables in a sentence are clear and get more time, while the unstressed syllables in words often get shortened, squashed, or reduced.
Ah, okay. So the important words stand out and the little words get minimized.
Pretty much. It's fundamental to how spoken English sounds and feels.
So which words typically get this reduction treatment?
It's mainly the function words. These are the grammatical glue words, basically.
And prepositions, articles.
Yeah, prepositions like to, for, of, conjunctions like and, but, articles a, the, auxiliary verbs like do, have, can.
The words that don't carry the main meaning.
Exactly. They carry less meaning than the content words, the nouns, main verbs, adjectives, adverbs. So in natural, faster speech, they often get reduced.
Okay, let's hear some examples. How does to get reduced?
To very often becomes just a soft to sound.
To.
Yeah. So I need to go flows naturally as I need to go.
I need to go.
Or I want to eat becomes I want to eat.
Want to eat. Got it. What about for?
For often reduces to fur. So this is for you sounds like this is for you.
For you.
Right.
I'm waiting for him. I'm waiting for him.
And you hear that reduced all the time.
Oh, yeah. And frequently shrinks down to just N. Like bread and butter.
Bread and butter, rock and roll.
Exactly. Or of. That's another big one.
How does of reduce?
It often becomes of or sometimes even just
Of or
Yeah, like a cup of tea can be a cup of tea. Or even more commonly, a cup of tea.
A cup of tea, wow.
Same with A, and the A becomes book, car.
And the becomes the book, the car.
The book. So these little words just get softened.
Exactly. And what's really interesting here is the sound that pops up again and again in these reductions.
Let me guess. The schwa.
You got it. The schwa sound. That little
The most common sound in English.
Totally. It's that super relaxed, unstressed vowel sound, like the A in about or sofa. It does so much heavy lifting in making spoken English sound natural. It's amazing how important that tiny sound is.
It really is.
Yeah.
And learners often miss it because it's not usually represented clearly in spelling.
True.
And these reductions, they also lead directly to those common forms people often call informal contractions, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Like going to very often becomes gonna.
Gonna. I'm gonna go.
Exactly. I'm gonna go to the store. Or want to turns into wanna.
Wanna. I want to eat pizza. Classic.
Totally. And have to frequently reduces to have to.
Have to. I have to go now.
Even because often gets shortened to cause or even just cuz.
Right. I'm tired because I work late.
Yeah. And it's so important for listeners to understand these are not mistakes.
Not at all.
They're natural, normal features of everyday spoken English. Recognizing them is huge for your listening skills.
Absolutely. It unlocks so much.
And actually starting to use them. That's when your own speech starts sounding much more natural and fluent.
Definitely takes practice, but it makes a big difference. So, thinking about those reductions, which one surprised you the most when you first learned about it?
Good question.
Or maybe, can you think of a sentence where using the reduced form suddenly makes it click, makes it sound right compared to the full form? Like maybe I have to go versus I have to go.
Yeah, have to go just sounds so much more normal in conversation.
It does.
Which actually leads us perfectly into the final piece of this fluency puzzle, something you see written down all the time, but maybe don't think about its impact on sounding natural.
Ah, you mean common contractions.
Exactly. Things like ein, your don't, can't. We know them, but using them consistently is key.
It really is. It's not just about saving time or being shorter. It signals a certain level of naturalness, even emotion sometimes.
Right. If you avoid them completely, especially in conversation, you can end up sounding quite formal, maybe even a bit stiff or hesitant.
Yeah, stiff. Let's break down the main types. You've got your basic verb contractions.
Like pronoun plus verb.
Yeah. Pronoun or noun plus to be, to have, or to will. So I'm happy.
You're kind.
He is. He's here. She is. She's smart.
It is. It's cold.
We're ready. They're coming.
And with have.
I finished. You've done well.
They've arrived.
On will becomes L. I will. I'll have.
You'll succeed. We will. We'll see.
So those are the verb contractions. Then you have the negative contraction.
You will plus not. These are everywhere.
Absolutely. I don't understand.
Cannot, can't. I can't go. Note, regional variation in can't pronunciation exists, but the contraction is universal.
Is not, isn't. It isn't fair. Are not, aren't. They aren't here.
Was not. Wasn't. He wasn't there. We're not. Weren't. We were ready.
Will not, won't. That's a slightly irregular one. I won't do that.
Yeah, won't is tricky. Would not, wouldn't. I wouldn't recommend it.
Should not, shouldn't. You shouldn't worry.
And there's one more type, right? With question words?
Yeah, the question word contractions, usually the question word plus is.
Like what is becomes what's your name?
Exactly. Where is, where's the book?
Who is, whose are is, who's that?
How's your day?
It's amazing how much more natural those sound compared to the full forms and questions.
It really is. And, going back to that student who sounded formal.
I am not believing this guy.
Yeah. That example really shows how contractions aren't just about shortening. They add that layer of, everyday emotion and naturalness.
Right. I am not believing this sounds almost theatrical. Whereas I'm not believing this feels more immediate, more genuine in that context.
Exactly. It allows for that quicker release of feeling, maybe. Just fits the pace of conversation better.
Yeah, the tone, the emotional weight. It's subtle but important. Okay, so another quick thought for you listening. If you could only use one contraction for the rest of your life, which one would you pick and why?
Ooh, tough choice.
Is it a basic one, like I'm, because you use it constantly? Or maybe a negative one, like can't, because it's so direct?
Interesting question. What's your essential contraction?
Have a think about that. All right, so we've looked at the 3 pillars. Linking, reductions, contraction.
Building blocks.
Exactly. But knowing the blocks is one thing. Building something with them, putting it all together in real speech, that's the next step.
That's where the real fluency happens, integration.
Right. This is kind of your fluency workout section, time to combine everything.
Okay, let's do it. Let's take a simple sentence and see how all these things work together. How about, I want to go out and get a cup of coffee.
Okay. Said slowly, word by word. I want to go out and get a cup of coffee. Sounds pretty robotic.
Very robotic. Now, how would it sound more natural, applying what we've learned? Probably something like, I want to go out and get a cup of coffee.
Whoa, okay, break that down.
Sure. Want to becomes wanna, reduction in formal contraction.
Wanna,
go out. Links with that W sound, go out.
Go out. Vowel to vowel linking.
And reduces to N.
Get N.
Get N. Links the T to the S to produce A. Get M.
Get a, consonant to vowel.
And a cup of becomes cup of, or cup, reduction and linking.
Cup of coffee. Wow, the whole thing flows together.
Exactly. I want to go out and get a cup of coffee. One smooth phrase. Let's try another. He has to finish his work by 5 o'clock.
Okay. Natural version.
Could sound like. He have to finish his work by 5 o'clock.
Okay, so has to becomes hafta.
Hafta.
Finishes links. Finish is. Consonant to vowel again, with the H often being soft or dropped.
Finish is work. And of in a clock reduces to 5 o'clock.
5 o'clock. It really changes the rhythm, doesn't it?
Completely. It makes it sound so much more, well, like spoken English.
Okay, so how can people practice integrating all this?
A really powerful technique is shadowing.
Shadowing. You mean like following someone?
Sort of.
Yeah.
You listen to a native speaker and you try to repeat what they say immediately after them, mimicking everything, the pronunciation, the rhythm, the intonation, the linking, the reductions. Like you're their shadow vocally.
Ah, okay. Like an echo.
Exactly. It helps you internalize the patterns.
All right, let's try it. We'll say a few sentences using natural connected speech. And for you listening, try to repeat right after us. Don't worry about perfection. Just try to capture the flow. Ready?
Let's do it.
Sentence 1.
What are you going to do this weekend?
Pause for listener. Okay, sentence 2. I have to pick up some groceries from the store. Pause for listener. All right, sentence 3. She is interested in learning about artificial intelligence.
Pause for listener. How did that feel?
Yeah, try practicing those sentences a few times. The goal isn't perfect imitation on the first try, but getting used to the feel, the rhythm of connected speech.
And think about how this applies in real life. Those small changes make a huge difference, like ordering coffee.
Right, instead of the super formal, I would like to have a cup of black coffee, please.
Which sounds fine, but a bit stiff. More naturally, you'd hear, I'd love to have a cup of black coffee, please. Or even shorter.
Like, can I get a black coffee? Linking and reducing all over the place?
Exactly. Or asking for directions. Instead of, excuse me, where is the nearest bus stop? Enunciating every word.
You probably hear, excuse me, where is the nearest bus stop?
Much more natural flow. These little shifts are constant in native speech.
So how can people check their own progress with this?
One of the best tools, honestly. Record yourself.
Use your phone.
Yeah, just use your phone. Say a few sentences, maybe ones you find tricky, or just everyday phrases. Then listen back.
Critically.
Yeah, listen carefully. Are you linking words where you could be? Are you naturally reducing those function words? Are you using contractions?
And then compare it.
Compare it to how a native speaker might say the same thing. You can find clips online easily. That immediate feedback is gold. You hear the difference right away.
That's a great tip. Recording yourself. Okay, so maybe try that. Record yourself saying a few sentences now before you've practiced much after this deep dive.
And then maybe record the same sentences again after you've listened and practiced a bit. What's the biggest change you notice in your own speech?
Is it the linking? The reductions? Or maybe just feeling a bit more confident with the rhythm? Be your own detective.
I like that. Be your own fluency detective.
So we've gone through the mechanics, right? Linking, reductions, contractions. These are the tools in your fluency toolkit.
The technical side.
But real fluency, it's not just about the mechanics, is it? It's also hugely about confidence. The confidence to actually use these tools.
Oh, massively. That confidence piece is crucial and often the biggest hurdle.
Yeah.
It's one thing to understand these concepts intellectually sitting here listening. It's another thing entirely to feel comfortable trying them out in a real live conversation.
Right, when the pressure's on.
Exactly. And a lot of learners hesitate even when they know what to do because of some really common fears.
Like what holds people back?
Well, first, there's the big one, the fear of making mistakes.
Ah, yes. Perfectionism.
Totally. People worry they'll link the wrong words or reduce something incorrectly or just sound silly. But fluency isn't about perfection. It's about clear, effective communication. Honestly, native speakers make mistakes or have slips of the tongue all the time.
True.
When you try these techniques, you might not nail it every single time, especially at first. And that is completely okay. Mistakes are how you learn. They're stepping stones, not signs you should stop trying.
Good way to put it. Stepping stones, like learning to ride a bike, right? You wobble, maybe fall off.
Exactly. You don't just give up. You adjust and try again.
Okay, so fear of mistakes. What else?
The other big one, ironically, is the fear of sounding unnatural.
Wait, unnatural? But these techniques are what make you sound more natural.
I know, right? It's ironic.
Yeah.
But because it feels different from how they've been taught to speak, or how they speak in their native language, trying to link or reduce can feel forced or artificial to the speaker at first.
Ah, okay. It feels weird to them, even if it sounds better to others.
Precisely. It's like trying on new shoes that feel a bit stiff. But with practice, these patterns become second nature. They become your natural way of speaking English.
Like that bike again. Awkward at first, then you don't even think about it.
Exactly. And that's when the confidence really grows, when it starts to feel effortless.
Okay, so linking, reductions, contractions, they're the path to sounding natural, not unnatural. And mistakes are just part of the journey.
That's the mindset.
So, final thought for everyone listening. Now that you're armed with all these insights, all these tools, what's one small, specific step you can take, maybe even today, to embrace one of these ideas?
Just one small step.
Yeah. How can you actively experiment with linking or reducing or using a contraction maybe you usually avoid in your very next English conversation? How can you push past one of those little fluency fears, even just a tiny bit?
Don't wait for the perfect moment. Just try it.
Exactly. Keep exploring, keep practicing, and keep listening. Welcome back to The Deep Dive. Great to have you with us.
Good to be here.
Today, we're getting into something I think is super relevant for many of you listening, mastering English fluency.
Yeah.
But not just, textbook fluency. We're talking about sounding natural, conversational.
Like you actually speak the language day to day.
Exactly. We've looked at some really practical guides, sources focused purely on spoken English. And our mission today, well, it's to sort of decode the secrets to sounding more like a native speaker, not through perfect, rigid pronunciation, but by understanding the, let's say, the flow and rhythm of real English. And here's a fascinating starting point, something that might surprise you. There's this common fear, right? That if you reduce sounds, if you don't say every single syllable perfectly,
it'll be misunderstood. Yeah, we hear that a lot.
Totally. But the paradox, and our sources really highlight this, is that speaking too slowly, over-articulating everything, that can actually make it harder for native speakers to follow you.
It sounds counterintuitive, doesn't it?
It really does.
Yeah.
Because it breaks the natural rhythm they're listening for.
That's absolutely spot on. Native speakers, well, we're just completely used to hearing sounds get reduced or linked together. It's baked into how we listen.
So it's expected.
It really is. And you have to remember, we're not just processing words in isolation. We're getting the context, your intonation, even, body language plays a part. All that stuff helps us understand, even if some sounds are, let's say, squashed a bit.
Okay, so if that's the case, how do people do it? What are the key things, the foundational bits our sources talk about for getting that natural sound?
Great question. It really boils down to, I'd say, 3 core techniques, practical tools you can use right away.
Okay.
First up is linking sounds. Think of it like words just flowing smoothly one into the next. The end of one word kind of melts into the start of the following one. No choppy gaps.
Right. Seamless.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Then number 2, and this is maybe the trickiest one for learners to embrace, is reductions.
The shrinking words.
Precisely. Unstressed words, often the small grammatical ones, they get shorter, less distinct. We don't do it to be lazy. It's actually essential for the rhythm of English, that musicality.
So words like the, is, they get softer.
Yeah, quicker, lighter. They allow the important words to stand out. And the third piece is using common contractions. Don't, I'm, will.
It's stuff we use all the time.
All the time. They're not just informal slang. They're absolutely vital for sounding authentic, conversational.
And if you avoid them?
Your speech can come across as a bit stiff. Maybe like you're reading something aloud rather than just talking.
So linking, reductions, contractions, these aren't just theory then. They're like practical tools you can actually use.
Absolutely. Think of them as ways to make your speech more fluid, less robotic, maybe, less choppy.
Makes sense. But let's go back to that fear we mentioned, the fear of being misunderstood if you do start linking and reducing. It's real for people.
Oh, completely understandable. It's a valid worry. But overcoming it, that often requires a bit of a mindset shift.
How so?
Well, instead of aiming for absolute perfection, getting every sound correct, according to some textbook rule, aim for progress. And importantly, embrace experimenting a little.
Experimenting?
Yeah, like think of yourself as an artist with the English language. These techniques, linking, reductions, their new colors, new brush strokes, the more you play around with them, the more natural and, well, beautiful your linguistic painting becomes. You got to be a bit brave.
I like that analogy. An artist, not just a rule follower. It makes it less intimidating.
Exactly.
It reminds me of the story in one of the sources. The narrator was learning a new language, and they were so careful pronouncing every single syllable perfectly because they were terrified of sounding bad.
Right. Been there.
And their teacher very gently said something like, "You sound like you're reading from a textbook. Just relax." And it was this big aha moment. Sometimes you just have to let go of that fear of making mistakes to actually connect and sound, human.
That's such a key insight. Letting go of the perfectionism.
So, practically speaking, what tools can you use to get more comfortable with this? Our sources had some ideas.
Definitely. Two big ones stand out.
Okay.
First, the simple but incredibly powerful act of listening. Really listening. Immerse yourself in authentic English. Podcasts, movies, TV, conversations with native speakers, whatever you can find.
And the idea is?
The idea is that you start to absorb these patterns, the linking, the reductions, almost subconsciously, like osmosis. The sounds and rhythms just kind of seep in and start influencing how you speak naturally.
Without even having to actively drill it all the time.
To some extent, yes. But conscious practice helps too, which is the second point. Consistent practice.
Right.
And it doesn't have to be hours. Honestly, even 5 or 10 minutes a day focused on this stuff can make a real difference over time.
It's a marathon, not a sprint.
Exactly. And specific things you can do. Try shadowing, just repeating phrases you hear, trying to mimic the sound, or consciously try to link words when you're speaking, even in simple sentences. It builds that muscle memory.
Muscle memory in your mouth and brain. Got it.
So once you start getting comfortable with those foundational elements, the linking, reductions, contractions, then we can move on to something even more nuanced, what the sources often call the musicality of English.
Musicality, like singing.
Well, sort of. It's about rhythm and intonation, and they build directly on what we've already discussed.
Okay, tell me about rhythm first.
So rhythm is basically the pattern of stressed and unstressed syllables in a sentence. English is what linguists call a stress-timed language.
Meaning?
Meaning the stress syllables tend to happen at roughly regular intervals, like beats in music. And to keep that beat steady, what do we do with the unstressed syllables in between?
You reduce them, squash them in.
You got it.
Yeah.
That's why reductions are so fundamental. They maintain the rhythm. So a practical tip here is to identify the important words in your sentence, the nouns, verbs, adjectives, and give them a bit more punch. Let the little function words be quicker or lighter.
Okay, so rhythm is the beat. Then intonation, that's the melody. You mentioned that earlier.
Yeah, that's a perfect way to think about it. Intonation is the rise and fall of your voice. The pitch changes.
And it does more than just signal questions versus statements.
All right. Oh, much more.
Yeah.
It conveys meaning, sure, but also emotion, attitude, certainty, doubt, all sorts of subtle things. Rising pitch for maybe curiosity, falling pitch for finality. Getting the intonation right makes you so much more expressive and easier to follow. It really is the melody.
Interesting. And the sources also mentioned something called thought groups. What's that about?
Right, thought groups. It's basically the idea that we don't speak in one long, unbroken stream.
We pause.
Exactly. We naturally chunk our speech into meaningful phrases or clauses with little pauses in between.
Can you give an example?
Sure. Like instead of, I went to the store to buy some milk and think I'm home, you'd naturally say, I went to the store to buy some milk and then I came home.
I hear those little breaks.
Those breaks are thought groups. Using them makes your speech much clearer, less overwhelming for the listener. It gives them a moment to process each chunk of information.
Like spoken punctuation.
That's a great way to put it.
Okay, so we have linking, reductions, contractions, rhythm, intonation, thought groups. Anything else? What about pacing? How fast or slow you talk?
Pacing is definitely key too. Finding that sweet spot.
Not too fast, not too slow.
Right. Too fast, and you become hard to understand, obviously. But as we said at the start, too slow and deliberate can also sound unnatural and mess with the rhythm.
So how do you find the right pace?
Well, the interesting thing is, as you get better with linking and reductions, as you become more aware of rhythm and intonation, your pacing often starts to adjust naturally. It all kind of works together. You find a speed that allows for clarity, but maintains that English flow.
It all connects back.
It really does, the whole system working together.
So wrapping this up then, for you listening, the big takeaway seems to be that fluency isn't really about achieving absolute perfection.
Not at all. It's about communicating effectively, naturally, sounding like yourself in English.
And it's a journey, right? Continuous improvement, these things we talked about, linking, reductions, rhythm, intonation, all that.
They're practical tools.
Yeah.
Things you can actively work on starting today.
Every little bit of practice helps.
Absolutely. Every small step builds the habit, builds the confidence. It ingrains those patterns.
Okay, so here's a final thought we want to leave you with, something to think about.
Mm-hmm.
If you start